Welcome back. We're here to cover the Divine Masculine Energy Update week by week. If you do want the next edition, they are currently out in the Members Hub. Now, we will get straight into the read. I have tried to use cancellation of background noise because I do have a neighbour at the moment that is going through a renovation. So if you do hear such, deepest apologies, and we will get into the spiritual update. Now, I did really name this, especially sitting with the energy, big lessons of power and the truth. And it is because with the eclipse that we just had, it is going to directly affect the next 6 to 12 months of our energy. And especially it is going to impact the divine masculines quite profoundly. And we do find, especially astrologically, that we can be doing our shadow work, especially because we have Aries and Chiron. This is a big brand new chapter, especially with Mercury retrograde at the moment. We can feel a little bit fatigued within the masculine element and attributes of our life. And divine masculine at the moment is really going through a big personal transformation. Now, the first card that we do have, which will give you a close-up view, I am seeing, this is very interesting. I don't know why I'm seeing the analogy of a daisy, and it's being pulled, they love me not. And there is a big revelation to do with love, to do with the place of self. And this is a huge ascension point, and it's very interesting that this is coming through pretty much the second week of April, which we do have the eclipse really happening on the 8th. So it's at the midway point. It's through this edition, moving into the next, and it's already very strongly activated within divine masculine's energy coming through in the read. And this is a perfectly normal vibration of what should be coming through with these individuals. So this can be a time that divine masculine is really looking at the place of self. It's like, okay, what do I love? Where is there an imbalance? Where can I get my balance back in my life? What do I not like? What do I like? Is there a person I need to leave behind? Is this really something that I can see myself addressing? So we're going to look at what we see coming through. So I do see these individuals almost having this revelation. They're looking to the past here, and they're thinking, okay, who was I before versus who I am now? And I do see there is a potential, especially for those in a karmic relationship. They're making a conscious choice to leave something behind, and they're deciding to really cut to the chase here. And I'm seeing the nonsense card. And the funny thing is, there could initially be a reluctance, but again, I see this as a very positive thing. I see it's almost like, they're beyond the nonsense here. They're getting to a point they're having to really accept something that's coming up very spiritually for them that is not resonating with them any longer. Yeah, this is really about them. They're looking at individuals maybe that are very pushy. They're also thinking about divine feminine in the context. Let's pull. We're going to clarify. This is almost like where they feel they're out of alignment. Who they're giving their energy to? Are they giving it to the right person? Do they feel they're being honest with themselves? Even if they're not liking a circumstance, it's very common when we have the activation of an eclipse that we can have a tower moment. And I always say that universe gives us 3 warning signs. There's the near miss, there's the intuitive energy, there's then the so we get the download, we're acknowledging something soft, we tend to ignore it. Then there's the near miss, and then universe forces our hand. And it is all for our betterment. It's not here to punish us by any means. It's here to get us on that ultimate goal of our ultimate path of where we're meant to be. So for some, yes, I do see from this read there can be a reluctance. It's almost from a humanistic point of view. They're looking at it and feeling very guilty to a degree. It's like, okay, I'm having this feeling, but then, I've got to do the hard yards here, and I maybe need to be brutally honest. This could come through in a projectile vomit kind of situation, or it's going to react like a huge pressure point. I do feel this person really retracting from this contract in some shape or form, be it it's a marriage contract or partnership. I don't feel they're pouring extra energy into it. I feel they're really, really pulling back. Some are going to struggle with it. Some directly going to, shoot through with flying colors and really want to exit stage. I do feel directly they're looking at, am I going to set the course, or is this happening to me, or is it happening for me? But again, I'll pull clarifies as we proceed forward. But I'm definitely seeing this, especially through the crowning energy as a pressure point, and having to acknowledge the things that aren't working so well. They also could go into a little bit of a could I say victim consciousness? I could, but I don't really pick it up that way. It feels more the inner truth of what they do and don't desire. Could they be feeling that people aren't desiring them? Yes, they could be feeling such. They're intuitively needing to listen to their inner truth. If they're ignoring such, again, I do not feel that they're going to be able to avoid this circumstance. I do feel it's coming through. And moving through their shadow work, I'm seeing that there's going to be an exit stage of this. Are they being critical? Yes, they are. Let's get into the clarifiers. So they're begging me to clarify this. They're begging me to clarify it. They also do have a lot of questions. It's like, okay, why am I feeling this way? How the heck have I got to this space in my life? What is the stream I'm looking to of the past? How the heck am I getting to it? And why is this coming up for me at this point in time? Why am I so frustrated? This could be to do with the contract. This is also where they had initially wanted to be and what they thought love looked like. Okay, what is the nonsense going on in the heart of this situation, please? I think it's the inner truth, and I think it's the 3D versus the 5D. It never quite matches, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense to us when we're going through that awakened stage. Things that they enjoyed before, they're just not enjoying. There also could be a conflict of interest here. And this is coming to an end. This is coming to an end. There could be some uncomfortableness that they're having to address. There could be a truth and a conversation. They also feel the strictness is coming through in the individuals around them, as well as from divine feminine. It's like there's an intuitive energy and a pressure point of the need to level up, the need to make a decision and draw a line in the sand. Where do they feel they've been giving their power away, please? Yeah. Okay, this can be to do with a physical location. They could have gone into hermit mode. There could have been some unresolved emotions in relationship to this for some of them in this hermit mode and wellness. This could have caused a lot of stress on them. There could have been an entanglement with a physical home or an asset or a family. And I'm seeing, it's the best way I can describe it is selling our souls to the devil, and it feels as though they're having a revelation. It's, look, I can't really lie to myself any longer. This is something I need to directly address. This power that they're learning about is that they do actually have the power, and at times we can feel quite disempowered. And so a chain of events can occur to actually prove to us that if we do face things with courage, and we can't be good to everyone, we can't give everyone what they want, but if we're being spiritually true to ourselves, everyone inevitably will end up where they're meant to be. Yeah, there is some maturing of this, especially when it does come to setting their course. It does feel like there's maturity. They're also going to be attracted to individuals that are more ascended. They're finding being around other individuals is quite heavy, very dense. Yeah, their value systems aren't matching and aligning with these individuals. I also feel their guides are communicating with them. You, divine feminine, also could be in their dream state. They also, if for those that are communicating on the phone with each other, either via text message, they could be ringing you and getting an answering machine of some description. It's almost like they're listening, but they're listening to the tone. They do feel you're being very cautious. They can understand and emphasize why you are where you are and what has changed you. They could be dealing with a very toxic individual, and so they've had to be quite tactical about how they approach it. I feel they're moving into the courage of this. They are at a T section in the road. There could be a worry to do with finances. Again, their values aren't matching with the soul path. And no matter how they're looking at it, they are moving into a brand new chapter. They do need to reach forgiveness. This can be of themselves, especially when we're really requiring ourselves to be perfect and to be good to everyone. And, the dream reached the pinnacle of its reality. All things do come to us. But it's also about us spiritually having faith in ourselves, that it's okay for us to change and transform. So I feel there's a lot of forgiveness here that divine masculine is going through. And I do feel as they do move through this week, they're more and more willing to do the work. And I do feel there can be a circumstance that they're wanting to communicate in a better way. But I definitely see them having to follow a situation through. So this pressure's not going away. This pressure's pushing them in the direction that is true for them. For some, it's going to be easier than others because they're, the ones that are accepting the inner truth, they're listening to it, they're going through that way. Others, they're resisting it through guilt and the death of ego. Are they living for themselves or other people? And again, this is the big question I feel divine masculine's going through this week. I do feel there's some communication coming through, something that divine feminine says. This could be in a sense of advice, or it could have been a previous circumstance that was said. It's almost like they're rethinking back on it. They're also feeling your vibration, and if your vibration is calling for them, it's really pulling them in. We will check in with the joint energy shortly. Do come through. We're also going to take a quick look at the karmic third party and where their energies are. If you want the next edition of the weekly, come through and join a YouTube membership. Otherwise, I'll see you through the week.